Oh, now I'm live, right? Now I'm live, right? Is the sound working? Is the sound working?
How would you say urgent?
Is the sound working?
How would you say urgent?
Alright, I think this is working. So, let me close some windows here and organize. All right. Welcome to the second day of watching me learn Spanish. Today is the first live stream. Yesterday, my YouTube account wasn't verified, so I couldn't live stream. But hopefully, this is working today, and hopefully, the quality is a bit better. Let me actually check on that. Your YouTube channel. Let's see, can you see my screen? Yeah, I think the quality is way better today. Let's see, can you see my screen? Yeah, I think the quality is way better today. Is there some kind of feedback? Can you see my screen? Yeah, I think the quality is way better today. Is there some kind of feedback? Can you see my screen? Yeah, I think. Okay, so today I'm going to continue with the language transfer lessons that I started yesterday. I'm going to do track 4, 5, and 6. It looks to be about 25 minutes of material. And then I'm going to repeat the 1 minute video that I created yesterday. I'm going to create the video again using the same story, which was why I'm learning Spanish. And I'm going to try to expand on it a bit more because the final version only came out to 37 seconds, even though the first video was a minute. I guess I got a bit faster, which is good. So hopefully learn some new stuff and continue on. But let's get started with the language transfer track 4.
Urgente.
Good. Urgente. How would you say urgent?
Urgente.
Urgente.
Good. Urgente. How would you say urgently?
Urgentemente.
Urgentemente.
Urgentemente. I love you in Spanish is te quiero. Literally,
Te quiero.
I want you. You might have also heard te amo. You should be weary of this difference. Te quiero you can use with friends, you can use with lovers very soon. Te amo is much more serious. But te quiero is very common. And it literally means I want you. So, there is you. We can get rid of this and here we are left with I want.
Quiero.
Quiero. Good. How would you say I don't want?
No quiero.
No quiero.
No quiero. Good. We just put no before. One of my favorite rules for convertible words is the rule for words ending ION. This is an extremely useful rule. Words ending ION are the same in English and Spanish. Just in Spanish, they have the accent on the end. So, for example, in English we have opinion, and in Spanish you're going to pronounce syllable by syllable, making sure that you're pronouncing the vowels as they're written, and you're going to put the accent on the end.
Opinión.
Opinión.
Opinion. Good.
Opinion.
Passion.
Pasión.
Pasión.
Passion. Good, and you pronounce the S, because we don't write sh. Preparation. Now, if it's shun, Tion, if we have shun, it's going to be Cion in Spanish.
Preparación.
And this Cion is pronounced sion, like an S,
Sion.
in most of the Spanish-speaking world, or in most of Spain, it's pronounced ción.
Sion.
So you can choose, if you have a particular affiliation for Spain, you can make this th. If not, I suggest using the s sound, because the majority of Spanish speakers are using this sound, and it's also much easier. It doesn't appear difficult here.
Preparación.
Preparación. But if you want to ask for a beer, for example, with the s sound, you're going to ask for a cerveza. If you're going to ask using the th sound, you're going to ask for cerveza.
Cerveza.
So I would suggest, unless you have a particular affiliation with Spain, or you particularly want to be practicing with some Spanish friends or whatever, to use the s sound. So you have a word like organization, that Z as well is going to sound like an S or a th.
Organización.
Organización. So you see, much easier than this is organización.
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 Good. Preparation,
Preparación.
Preparación.
generation,
Generación. Generación.
generación.
Generación.
Good. You had a little bit slipping in from English, right? One of the vowels there. But if you take it syllable by syllable, we get every vowel perfect. Generación.
Generación.
Confirmation,
Confirmación.
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 I was tempted to say confirmación.
But you thought, no, I like ink. Perfect. So this is actually called language transfer. So this is negative language transfer. Things that come from English affecting your Spanish, which are not part of Spanish, are negative language transfer. And what is useful from English, so like these convertible words that we are using, as far as language learning is concerned, this is positive language transfer. So part of our journey here is to identify what is negative language transfer and what is positive language transfer, and using both to our advantage. And English becomes more interesting when we learn Spanish, because we start to see where some words come from, where is the inherent wisdom in the vocabulary. So confirmation, for example, means with signing. Con is with in Spanish, and firma is signature. So when you confirm, you are doing it with signature. Conversation,
Conversación. Conversación.
good. And this means like with verses, with verse. Confrontation,
Confrontación.
Confrontación.
confrontación. And front,
Confrontación.
actually, like infrontación, comes from frente, which means forehead. So it's with the forehead. When you confront, you go forward with the forehead. Complication,
Complicación.
Complicación.
complicación. Here, com is also con, but it changes to an M because of that P. Happens the same in English and Spanish. Complicación. But this is with folding, from Latin, plicare, to fold. So, you know, when you fold stuff up, I guess it gets more complicated, something like that. Now, the reason why this is my favorite rule is because out of these words that end in ion, if you take the words that end ation, if you take those words and you get rid of the shun and you put an r on the end, you get the verb. So let me give you an example. Preparation, preparación, preparar. And then you get the verb to prepare. So there's like 1,000 verbs now we know in Spanish. What was generation?
Generación.
Generación.
Good. What is to generate?
Genere.
Generar.
Generar. Good.
Generar.
What was confirmation?
Confirmación. Confirmar.
Confirmación. Confirmación.
Good. What is to confirm?
Confirmar.
Confirmar.
Yes, confirmar. So if you had to guess, how do you think you would say to sign? If
Firmar.
to confirm is with
Oh,
signing.
firmar.
Yes, firmar. Firmar means to sign. Huh?
Firmar.
Complication?
Complicación.
Complicación.
To complicate?
Complicar.
Complicar.
Good. So now we can make some sentences with this. What was again I want? And if we forget that, we can think of I love you in Spanish
Quiero.
and then take away the you.
Quiero.
Quiero. So now we can make
Quiero.
some sentences. I want to prepare.
Quiero preparar.
Quiero preparar.
Good. Quiero preparar.
Quiero
How do you say
preparar.
cooperation?
Cooperación.
Cooperación.
Good. Cooperación. Good. You pronounced both O's. That was correct. Cooperación. Just sounds a tiny bit longer, no? Cooperación. To cooperate?
Cooperar. Cooperar.
Cooperar.
Cooperar. I want to
Cooperar.
cooperate.
Quiero cooperar.
Quiero cooperar.
Good. How do you say cancellation?
Cancelar. Cancelación.
Cancelación.
And to cancel?
Cancelar.
Cancelar.
I want to cancel.
Quiero cancelar.
Quiero cancelar.
Good. How do you think you would say I don't want to cancel?
No quiero cancelar.
No quiero cancelar.
Perfect. Exploration?
Exploración.
Exploración.
To explore.
Explorar.
Good. I want to
Explorar.
explore.
Quiero explorar.
Quiero explorar.
Perfect. The word for me in Spanish is the same as English. You're just going to pronounce it how it's written.
Me.
Me.
Me. Good. How would you say I want to prepare myself? Myself is
Quiero.
the same as me. So you would say
Quiero me preparar.
I want to prepare me.
Quiero prepararme.
Quiero prepararme.
Good. Quiero prepararme. I want to prepare me. I want to prepare myself. And this means
Quiero prepararme.
I want to get ready. You can use this like I want to get ready. Quiero prepararme. Now this
Quiero
probably sounds quite
prepararme.
formal in English. I want to prepare myself. But we should be aware that in English, Latin words sound especially formal. Not always. Cancel doesn't sound formal because it's the only word we use to say cancel. But most of the time, we have two words with similar meanings. Like, for example, you might have to find and then to encounter, which sounds a little bit more formal or a little bit more literary or flowery. And these ones that have these different feelings in English are generally Latin words. And the Germanic words, like find, which in German is finden, same word, sound more everyday, colloquial. Now, we should bear in mind that that's in English, and Latin words, in Spanish, which is modern Latin, of course don't sound formal, they just sound normal.
All right. Next.
You might have noticed that we're not using the word for I. Quiero by itself means I want. There is a word for I. The word for I is yo. Y-O. Yo.
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 And you only use it if you want to be emphatic. So if you want to say I want and show that emphasis, how would you do it?
Yo quiero.
Yo quiero.
Yo quiero. I don't want.
No yo
Yo.
quiero.
Same order as English.
quiero.
I don't want.
Yo no quiero.
Yo no quiero.
Good. Yo no quiero. I don't want.
Quiero.
Good. I don't want to cancel.
Yo no quiero cancelar.
Good. Yo no quiero cancelar.
Yo
How
no
would you say
quiero cancelar.
celebration?
Celebración.
Celebración.
Celebración. Very good. And to celebrate?
Celebrar.
Celebrar.
Celebrar. I want to celebrate.
Quiero celebrar.
Quiero celebrar.
Quiero celebrar. Good. What would it mean if I say quiero ilustrar? Quiero ilustrar.
I want to illustrate.
I want to illustrate.
Yes. I want to illustrate. This is an interesting word as well, actually. The luz inside of illustrar means light. And the word luz, L-U-Z, so actually this Z would be pronounced th in most of Spain, luz. But in the rest of Spanish-speaking world, luz means light. So you can use that word as well. How would you say, I want to find out? Now in Spanish, you will say something like, I want to inform myself. I want to inform myself.
Quiero informarme. Quiero informarme.
Quiero informarme.
Good, very good. Quiero informarme. So how was information?
Información.
Información.
Información. Very good. What was you in the sense of I love you, I want you?
Te.
Te.
Te. And this is informal you. This is used informally. How would you say then, I don't want to oblige you? So you might think, oh, I don't know this. It's very important, sentences that we think we don't know, to take them block by block. And in this way, we will realize we can say so much in Spanish that we would have assumed that we don't know how to say. So the first bit is I don't want.
No te quiero.
No quiero.
No quiero. To oblige. So we look to see if we have obligation. In English, we have it, right? It's a word. It's legal. So how is that?
Obligación.
Obligación. And to oblige then?
Obligar.
Obligar. So we don't want to jump from oblige to sticking out on it, you know? We want to take that long route. Obligation, obligación, obligar. And then we find the word in Spanish. So I don't want, no quiero, to oblige you.
Obligarte.
No
No quiero obligarte.
quiero obligarte.
Good. No quiero obligarte. I don't want to oblige you. I don't want to make you do it. So in English, we would say make you, maybe. Maybe oblige sounds a little bit too formal. But in Spanish, it's everyday language. How would you say, I don't want to provoke you? I don't want to provoke you.
Provoke is provocation. Provocación. Provocar. No quiero provocarte.
No quiero provocarte.
Good. No quiero provocarte. The word for it in Spanish is lo.
Lo.
Lo. So, how would you say, I want to cancel it?
Quiero cancelarlo. Quiero cancelarlo.
Quiero cancelarlo.
Good. Quiero cancelarlo. How would you say, I want to regulate it?
Regulate, regulación, regular. Quiero regularlo. Quiero regularlo.
Quiero regularlo.
Good.
Regular.
I want to talk about this R. An initial R, like in regular, in most Spanish dialects, it's a rolling R. You get this flick of the tongue. Regular, real. We saw this as well in real, real. Now, if you can't make that sound, I don't want you to worry about it yet. It's something that I couldn't pronounce it, actually. I couldn't pronounce it for a long time, and it was really frustrating, and I was trying to pronounce it. And when you're trying to pronounce it, your mouth gets tense. And actually, you need a very relaxed mouth to pronounce this R, because you're kind of lifting your tongue up a little bit and letting the air flap it. Now, that's a muscle. If it's tense, the air can't flap it. So I tried a very long time. I got very frustrated, and I gave up. And then I was practicing Spanish in Peru. One day, I started speaking about rice, which is arroz. And the R came out all by itself, and I was so excited, and I was jumping up and down, saying, arroz, arroz, arroz. And then I heard the gringo is hungry. But my advice, if you can't pronounce this sound, is just to let it come. The more you hear, just because you want to pronounce it, it's going to come. So initial R or two R's together inside the word is going to pronounce this double R. So the word for but in Spanish is pero.
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 P-E-R-O. And the word for dog is perro. P-E-R-R-O.
Perro.
So that's the difference. You have normal R, pero,
She's
Pero.
good.
And it's a bit different to English because it's still kind of more pronounced, you know, you're still using your tongue more there. Pero.
Pero.
And then perro, you keep that in the same position
Perro.
that you are using to make that
Perro.
Spanish R, which is kind of a little
Perro.
bit more pronounced than the English sound. But you pass a little bit of air over it and you let that flick it. Perro.
Perro.
Now, like I said, I don't want you to worry about if you can't pronounce this. There are even native Spanish speakers that can't pronounce this. So it's really something I don't want to inhibit anybody. How do you think is salvation in Spanish?
Salvation, salvación.
Salvación.
Salvación. So how do you think would be to save?
Salvar.
Salvar.
Salvar. This word that we used for it, lo, can also mean him. So how would you say, I want to save him?
Quiero salvarlo.
Quiero salvarlo.
Good. Quiero salvarlo. I want to save him. How would you say situation?
Situación.
Situación.
Situación. Good. Now, if you turn that into a verb, you actually get to situate, to place, to put somewhere.
Situar.
So how would that be?
Situar.
Situar.
Situar. Good.
Situar.
Participation.
Participación.
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 To participate.
Participar.
So take it syllable by syllable. This is very important. So
Participar.
it doesn't become like a salad. You know, you want to take it syllable by syllable.
Participation.
Mm.
Participación. Participar.
Slower.
Participar.
Participar. So we must take it slow. Sometimes you don't need to take it slowly. But we want to get in the habit of taking it slowly, dividing up syllable by syllable. We want to install the correct process slowly. We don't want to jump from participate to participar because maybe we end up putting some extra sound, participatar or something like this, and we don't want to do this. We want to take the long route. So for example, if you want to work out how to say to create in Spanish, you want to go through the long way. You want to go through creation,
Creación.
and then
Crear.
Crear.
yeah, and that's it. That's a verb in Spanish. Crear, to create. How is to experiment?
So it's experimentation.
Experimar.
Experimentación.
Mm-hmm.
Experimentar.
Yeah, that's it. Experimentar. And this also means to experience. To experiment
Experimentar.
and to experience, which is a little bit of wisdom that I really like there from Spanish, because your experience is like an experiment. If you think that your relationship with experience is scientific, you look what happens and you learn from it, or at least you should. So in Spanish, there is a suggestion of that in the fact that these words are the same. To experience and to experiment is the same verb, experimentar. The nouns are different. Experience is experiencia. Experiment is experimento. But the verb, the act, is the same verb, experimentar. Actually, this gives us another nice rule. Experience, experiencia. If we have a word that ends in ens, so ans, we can change ens to encia and ans to ansia, and we will get the word in Spanish. Difference,
Diferencia.
good. Influence,
Influencia.
Influencia.
yeah. Existence,
Existencia.
Existencia.
good. Consistence,
Consistencia.
Consistencia.
good. Inconsistence,
Inconsistencia.
good. Incongruence,
Incongruencia.
Incongruencia.
yes.
Okay. 2 down, 1 more to go. These are pretty useful so far. A lot of stuff that you can kind of figure out if you read a Spanish text, and make the relationships between English and Spanish. But it's good to have it formalized. And I'm sure out of these 90 lessons, things are going to get pretty tough, and that's good. Let's go.
What do you think intento might mean? Quiero is I want, and this o is showing that it's I. If you heard intento, what do you think it might mean?
I intend.
Try?
Yeah. How did you know that?
Well,
Do you know how you knew that?
Well, yeah, I sort of went from intend. I intend to do something.
There's no rule here to convert intention to a verb. It's not Asian, so we can't take off the Asian and put ar.
Yeah.
But we have intention, we know what is the meaning, so we can hear a verb like this and understand what it means. Intento means I try or I'm trying. I try or I'm trying. So how would you say, I'm trying to publish it? Again, it's something you think, I can't say this in Spanish.
Intento publicación, publicar. Intento publicarlo.
Intento publicarlo.
Good. Intento publicarlo. I try to publish it or I'm trying to publish it. We've got both there. Good. How would you say, I'm trying to administrate it?
Intento administrarlo.
Intento administrarlo.
Good. Intento administrarlo. I'm trying to imitate it or I'm trying to imitate him. Could mean
Intento imitarlo.
either.
Intento. Okay, it's imitation.
Exactly.
Imitación. Imitar. Intento imitarlo.
Exactly. Now, H's in Spanish are completely silent. You must be careful not even to think them because they will have a habit of slipping out even if you think it. So it's written, the H is written in convertible words, for example, like hospital, ends in AL, but it's not pronounced. You must imagine that it begins with an O. So how would you say hospital?
Hospital.
Hospital.
See, you thought of the H and a little kind of aspiration came there, which is fine, but to get the perfect accent, you really want to think in your mind that it begins with O.
Hospital.
There you are,
Hospital.
perfect. Hospital. Horrible.
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 Good. And here we have an example of double R inside the word horrible. Horrible. If you can't pronounce that, you just make horrible. And it will be perfectly understood. There's no problem there. Good. How would you say habitual?
Habitual.
Habitual.
Habitual. Habitually.
Habitualmente. Habitualmente.
Mente.
Habitualmente. The word for now in Spanish is ahora.
Ahora.
This is spelled A-H-O-R-A. A-H-O-R-A. Ahora.
Ahora.
Good.
Is the H silent in every...
Yeah, unless it's CH, in which case it's like English, ch. Ahora is actually the combination of two words. A, which means to, and hora, which means hour. So it's something like to the hour. So that gives us another couple of words as well. A meaning to, in the sense of direction, to somewhere, and hora meaning hour. Ahora, now. So, how would you say, I want to cancel it, but I don't want to cancel it now? We said that
Quiero cancelarlo, pero no quiero cancelarlo ahora. I think that's right, so let me do it again in a smoother way. Quiero cancelarlo, pero no quiero cancelarlo ahora.
we said that the word for but is pero. So, we want to divide it up piece by piece. I want
Quiero
to cancel it.
cancelarlo,
Good. But
pero
I don't want
no quiero
no quiero
to cancel it
cancelarlo
now.
ahora.
ahora.
Perfect. So, a big sentence which we might imagine that we can't take on. If we divide it up bit by bit, we realize that we can think our way through it. The word for I go or I'm going in Spanish is boy.
Voy,
Boy.
voy.
Good. Now, this is actually spelled V-O-Y. Now, the V in Spanish can sound like a V in English, like a V, or it can sound like a soft B, like boy. You might be familiar with the word vamos,
Vamos.
which means let's go. Literally, we're going, used a lot like let's go, vamos. Now, this is spelled V-A-M-O-S.
Vamos.
And what you probably hear there is a B. It really depends where you are. In the southern cone around Argentina and Chile, you hear a lot more V kind of pronunciation in many places. Generally, in the Spanish-speaking world, it's like a soft B. So we want to make that association now between V and soft B.
Vamos.
To remember this word,
Vamos.
boy, we can think of voyage. So we can see the connection there between voyage and to go.
Voy.
I go or I'm going.
Voy.
Voy.
I'm going now.
Voy ahora.
Voy ahora.
Voy ahora. I'm not going now.
No voy ahora.
No voy ahora.
Good. No voy ahora. How do you think you might say visit in Spanish?
Visitar?
Yeah, why did you think that? Was it just a guess?
Well, it's visitation. Yeah,
Visitation, does that exist?
I think so. Visitation rights.
Exactly.
Presence.
Very good. This is it. It's a word that exists that we only use in some contexts, like visitation rights. Visitar, visitar. If you're not comfortable with the
Visitar.
soft P, just pronounce a V. It doesn't matter. When you
Visitar.
practice Spanish, you're going to pick up the accent of who you're speaking to. So it's not a fundamental issue of ours right now. So, visitar. I want to visit him.
Quiero visitarlo. Quiero visitarlo.
Quiero visitarlo.
Good. We can look at some other words now with this V sound and experiment a little bit with the sound. So how do you think you would say visible in Spanish?
Visible.
Visible.
Good. Well, there's something very good you're doing here. You're not pronouncing that S as a Z, like in English, visible. Many people at home will find themselves doing this, putting that Z there from English and pronouncing visible. We don't want that. We want visible. And the V is like a soft B.
Visible.
If you want more elaboration on what is this soft B, you can put a small piece of paper in front of your mouth and make the B in English like bucket. And you will see that paper move with that burst of air that comes with bucket.
Visible.
That hard B in English is a plosive sound. It means you gather up a little bit of air and you shoot it out when you make that B. Where this B doesn't have that. It's a soft one. So you can experiment with that. Again, like I say, we don't want to stress out about sounds. To use a V sound is perfectly fine. Viral,
Viral.
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 Good. So if viral is viral, how do you think virus might be?
Viro.
Virus. It's actually the same word.
Virus.
You're just pronouncing it exactly as it is. Virus.
Virus.
Convenient.
Convenient.
Conveniente.
Conveniente.
Conveniente. Conveniente.
Good.
Okay. Enough of that for today. I'm going to start the 1 minute videos in what did I use? Photo booth. Photo booth, and before I start, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. All right. Is the live stream still going? Let's check. Yes, I think so. I have 0 concurrent viewers, which is expected. Okay, so now let's get right into the 1 minute videos. Yesterday, the video was about me going to why I want to learn Spanish, and I don't quite remember everything I wanted to say word for word. So I think instead of looking at the English translation that I wrote yesterday, maybe it's better if I just try to freestyle it and recall what the story was about and hopefully piece it together. Because when you're telling a story, you don't usually read a script, you just freestyle it. So let's get into it. Ok. Estoy aprendiendo español porque me gusta España. La, el año pasado, fui a Valencia con mi familia y me encantó. Me gustaría volver a Valencia este invierno, pero we will see. We will see if I can go there. Already forgetting the whole story. Okay, why did I like Valencia? En Valencia estaba sol, incluso en enero. Estaba sol incluso en enero. Pudimos ir a la playa, pero estaba demasiado fría para bañarse. I think that was the whole thing, and a little bit more actually. Okay, let me see what I actually said yesterday. Estoy aprendiendo español porque quiero pasar un tiempo en España. I didn't say quiero pasar un tiempo en España. Fui a Valencia el año pasado con mi familia y me encantó. Hacía sol. Okay, I said estaba sol, but that's wrong. It should be hacía sol. So let me just start. Hacía sol incluso en enero. Pudimos ir a la playa, pero el agua estaba demasiado fría para bañarse. Me gustaría volver este invierno. Okay, so let's see what I actually said in this video. Okay. Estoy aprendiendo español porque me gusta España. Me gusta España. El año pasado fui a Valencia con mi familia y me encantó. Me gustaría volver a Valencia este invierno, pero okay. We will see. We will see if I can go there. Already forgetting the whole story. Okay, why did I like Valencia? Why did I en Valencia estaba sol, incluso en enero. Estaba sol incluso en enero. Pudimos ir a la playa. Pudimos ir a la playa, um, pero estaba demasiado fría para bañarse. I think that was the whole thing, and a little bit more actually. Okay, so on this attempt, I just tried to recall what the story was about, and I used different words, which is okay, and it's even good because now I have some more stuff to look up and I can keep building the story up. There are some things I would like to say again, like quiero pasar un tiempo en España. And there was a mistake. I said estaba sol, but it's hacía sol. Okay, so we need to look up, we will see if I can go. Because I said this winter I'd like to go back to Valencia. And I want to say we will see if I can go. Which is, okay, it's either veremos si puedo ir. Veremos si puedo ir. Puedo is going to be the verb for to be able to, like, pudimos was like I used pudimos for pudimos ir a la playa, like we could go to the beach. Veremos si puedo. So veremos must be, an alternative is vamos a ver. Vamos a ver si puedo ir. I know vamos from the language transfer stuff was we go. So that's the present, vamos a ver. We go to see, we're going to see if I can go. And then this must be the future. Veremos si puedo ir. Again, I wonder which one is more natural to say, but we'll go with the future tense here. So it looks like the future tense is created by using the verb, the whole verb ver, and then adding hemos, like we will go. Veremos, we will see. We will see. Veremos si puedo. Si is if. Veremos si puedo ir. So we'll see if I can go. Veremos si puedo ir. Now the question, why did I like Valencia? Porque, let me try to do it without looking. Porque me gusta Valencia. If I say porque me gusta Valencia, then I'm saying why do I like it, but I kind of want the past here. Oh, I guess you just use the present anyway. Porque me gusta Valencia. All right, now let's try to make this video again using fixing the mistakes from the last attempt and using the new stuff. Estoy aprendiendo español porque quiero pasar un tiempo en España. El año pasado fui a Valencia con mi familia y me encantó. ¿Por qué me, por qué me gusta Valencia? Um, there's a beach that you can walk to. There's a beach that you can walk to. Y hacía sol incluso en enero. Where I live, donde vivo, where I live in Berlin, Germany, no hacía sol the majority of the year. No hacía sol the majority of the year. Veremos. No. Pudimos ir a la playa, pero el agua estaba demasiado fría para bañarse. Veremos. No. I would like to go back. Me gustaría volver este invierno. Veremos si puedo ir. Veremos si puedo ir. All right. That was a struggle. There were a few things that I need to look up. I added a bit more to this, which is good.
Estoy aprendiendo español porque quiero pasar un tiempo en España. El año pasado fui a Valencia con mi familia y me encantó. ¿Por qué me gusta Valencia? There's a beach that you can walk to. There's a beach
that you can walk to. I actually don't want to say there's a beach that you can walk to because that's not quite true about Valencia. The beach is kind of tucked away from the city, and we often had to take a car. So there's a beach close by, I would like to say. Close by. There's a beach close by. So beach is la playa. Close, don't know. There is a beach close by. Hay una playa cerca. Hay una playa muy cerca. Hay una playa cercana. Okay, so cerca must be close, nearby. Hay. So I comes from haber. To need. I actually found this good dictionary. Where's the dictionary that I found? Where you can put in these words conjugated and it will give you a bit more than DeepL is giving. Okay, so I is there is. Hay una playa cerca. Hay una playa muy cerca. Playa muy cerca. Hay una playa muy cerca. Let me see what
that you
else.
can walk to. Y hacía sol incluso en enero. Where I live, donde vivo, where I live in Berlin, Germany, no hacía sol the majority of the year.
Where I live in Berlin, Germany, there's no sun the majority of the year. Donde yo vivo, en Berlin, Alemania, no hay sol. Okay, so hacía is there wasn't, and I is there isn't. Okay, no hay. No hay sol la mayor parte del año. Okay. Where I live in Berlin, Germany, there's no sun the majority of the year. Donde yo vivo, en Berlin, Alemania, no hay sol la mayor parte del año. La mayor parte del año. All right, let's see what else.
No hacía sol the majority of the year. Veremos. No. Pudimos ir a la playa, pero el agua estaba demasiado fría para bañarse. Veremos. No. I would like to go back. Me gustaría volver este invierno. Am, veremos si puedo ir. Veremos si
All right, let's do that again. Estoy aprendiendo español porque quiero pasar un tiempo en España. Fui a Valencia el año pasado con mi familia y me encantó. ¿Por qué me gusta Valencia? Hay una playa cerca. Pudimos ir a la playa incluso pudimos ir a la playa, pero el agua estaba demasiado fría para bañarse. En Valencia hacía sol, incluso en enero. Donde yo vivo, en Berlín, Alemania, no hay sol la mayor parte del año. Me gustaría volver en Valencia, pero veremos si puedo ir. Pero veremos si puedo ir. All right, I think I got through that pretty good. Turned out to be a minute 28 because I went a little faster than last time. Let's do it one more time. Estoy aprendiendo español porque quiero pasar un tiempo en España. El año pasado fui a Valencia con mi familia y me encantó. ¿Por qué me gusta Valencia? Hacía sol incluso en enero. Donde yo vivo no hay sol la mayor parte del año. La playa en Valencia, la playa, the beach is close by. Hay una playa cerca. Me gustaría volver este invierno, pero veremos si puedo ir. That was a bit clunky. Let's do it one more time. Estoy aprendiendo español porque quiero pasar un tiempo en España. El año pasado fui a Valencia con mi familia y me encantó. ¿Por qué me gusta Valencia? Hay una playa cerca. La playa, pudimos ir a la playa, pero el agua estaba demasiado fría para bañarse. Hacía sol, incluso en enero, donde yo vivo, en Berlín, Alemania. No hay sol la mayor parte del año. Me gustaría volver en Valencia, pero veremos si puedo ir. Alright, that was smoother. Let's watch it. Got a minute 8.
Estoy aprendiendo español porque quiero pasar un tiempo en España. El año pasado fui a Valencia con mi familia y me encantó. ¿Por qué me gusta Valencia? Hay una playa cerca. am, la playa, pudimos ir a la playa, pero el agua estaba demasiado fría para bañarse. Mm, hacía sol, incluso en enero, donde yo vivo, en Berlín, Alemania. No hay sol la mayor parte del año. Me gustaría volver en Valencia, pero veremos si puedo ir.
All right. It obviously doesn't sound natural. It sounds like I'm reading, even though I'm not. I think it's just because I'm really thinking hard about getting all the getting the story straight and telling the story like I did last time so that I can use the words that I looked up. I think as my vocabulary gets really broad, I won't have to focus so much on using these specific words that I learned for the story because I can just replace them with new words. Um, yeah, so I think that's the end of the stream for today. And before I go to bed, I'll review the new stuff that I learned. And tomorrow we'll be back here continuing the learning. So see you tomorrow.